Once upon a time, in a far village near the sea, lived a kind boy named Henry, and Henry, just like his best friend Rowena, loved to go on countless adventures. They would run along the coastal in search of sea monsters, or secret caves, or buried treasure, but often they would find only limpets and seaweed. Although, as Rowena continually reminded Henry, the sea is full of lost treasures, and one day we will find them. Henry wasn't so sure about that. He had always been a very sensible boy, but he didn't mind indulging Lowena's fantasies. He was content wading through the icy sea, letting the fresh air fill his lungs, and imagining his father courageously curling fish in his reliable old boat. Of course Henry had never actually seen the boat, nor did he have any memory of his father, but all the villagers had stories about him, and Henry liked to imagine him fiercely pulling the rigging in the driving rain, watching him masterfully manning the captain's wheel and bringing home an enormous bounty of delicious fish for the villagers to eat. But one day, while Rowena was busy pretending to sword fight an octopus with a piece of driftwood, Henry noticed something glistening beneath the sand. It looked like, no, it couldn't be, treasure.
What do you mean gold? Any good pirate knows you don't just leave treasure laying around the place.
Listen to me, Lowenna. I don't know what I saw, but whatever it is definitely more interesting than that piece of old driftwood.
I'll have you know that this piece of driftwood may once have been part of a mighty ship.
Come over here.
Slow down! Well, I can't see anything. It must have been a shell or something.
It has to be here. I saw it just a minute ago.
Maybe the sea took it? It does that, you know, when you're not looking. It stretches out its fingers and takes whatever it can find.
Look!
Ah!
What's the matter with you? I'm going to have a look.
Never mind me. That really does look like gold.
Look what I found. I think it's a telescope.
That really is treasure. And look, there's something written on it.
The azure. I wonder what that means. I know exactly who can tell us about this. Race you to the lighthouse?
You're on. Last one there's a landlubber.
Henry and Rowena ran along the beach all the way to the lighthouse, energized by the new priceless artifact. It was as though their spirits carried them like white sails billowing with wind moving out over great dunes of sand. The lighthouse had been there forever, or so it seemed to the children. Its light shone out over the water, a steadfast source of protection to all mariners who sailed the coastal seas. The children's excitement grew as they climbed the spiral staircase all the way to the very top of the lighthouse. There they were, greeted by Henry's grandma, Gwenna. Gwenna had been born in the village and had lived there her entire life. Henry and Rowena were sure she would know where the telescope came from. She knew everything there was to know, or at least what they believed. So Henry handed it over to her.
Well, it is lovely to see you, Henry, and of course, Luana. But where does this come from?
Loana and I found it on the beach, Grandma. There are words on it if you look closely.
It's treasure, isn't it? Is it real gold?
I believe it's made of brass, Luana. Not gold, but that doesn't mean it isn't valuable.
Valuable? You mean maybe Mother could use it to make the shop better again?
There are different types of value. This particular object is no antique, but it holds a story of self-sacrifice in the name of love. There is imbued within it a great power.
Like magic?
Yes, Luana, exactly like magic. This telescope possesses the power to grant a single wish.
Do you know where it came from? Who it belonged to?
Do you think you're brave enough to hear the tale?
Of course we are. Isn't that right, Henry?
Yes, please, Grandma. May we hear it?
Yes, you may. It was more than 10 years ago. The sea was restless, waves higher than the village had seen in decades. The sky hung grey, heavy with storm clouds, and the wind was so fierce that many didn't dare leave their homes. Only a few brave souls ventured out, and among them was a fisherman who fought the weather and the danger to feed his wife, who was, at time, with child. He and the other men went out to sea in their boat, the Azure, but soon the waves rose higher and a heavy fog came over the bay.
We have to light the flame, otherwise the boat will be lost at sea. What are you waiting for?
I can see something.
I can too, a shadow on the horizon.
We are going to lose sight of the boat if we don't get it home.
Pirates, pirates, no! They will destroy our village, plunder all that we have built. We can't leave them here.
But we cannot let the light fade. We may never find the fishing boat again.
The villagers did not know what to do. The pirates were advancing and the livelihoods of hundreds of people were at risk. They would have stolen all our treasures, everything we had. They would have destroyed our homes in search of gold or cargo yet to be shipped out to sea.
We have to turn the light out for the safety of the village.
But the fishing boat.
Yes, we will surely lose sight of them. They will be lost at sea.
And in a storm like this, who knows if they will survive?
This is the only way. And if my son were here, rather than on that boat, he would tell me to save the village.
So the telescope belonged to the fishing boat that was lost?
That's right, Luana.
My dad was on that boat, wasn't he?
Yes, Henry, he was. I lost my son, your dad, that night, and I've been here manning the lighthouse ever since, just in case I can see his boat sailing over the horizon once more.
Can we wish for him to come back?
No. What both you must understand is that magic cannot work in such matters as love and death, and all it can do is help along the feelings that are already there.
Well, you found it, Henry. I think you should make the wish.
I think you should decide what to do with it, Grandma. Maybe someone needs the wish more than I do.
That is very thoughtful of you, Henry. I'll see what I can do. Rest assured the telescope is in safe hands. Now run along, both of you, or your mothers will wonder where you have gone.
Henry and Rowena climbed carefully down the long spiral staircase of the lighthouse. Think about what they had seen. They hurried home along the shore back to the village, arriving just in time for dinner. Meanwhile, the sky dulled and the sea began to churn restlessly in the quickening wind. The air smelled of fish and seaweed, and the screeches of the seabirds were carried on every gust of wind. The darkened bay was unquiet. There seemed to be a kind of electricity in the air as a low rumble of thunder threatened a coming storm. Henry, safe at home above his mother's art shop in the village, heard the pattering rain on the roof and the winds whistling past the windows, and was thankful for his warm bed. But not everyone had managed to escape the storm unscathed.
Austell, you look tired.
What a storm. Not to worry though. I lost a couple of brushes. You don't suppose the seagulls will retrieve them for me?
What a silly idea, Austell. Honestly, I wonder sometimes whether you ought to get a real job. You know, get your head out of the clouds.
A real job. My dear Marion, I work every day. From dawn until dusk, I attempt to capture nature's glowing beauty, the rich turquoise waves, the perfect light, and the silhouette of the seabirds as they twist and shriek in the sky.
You see, you're obsessed. You're never here, always gallivanting across the bay in search of the perfect light.
Marion, please don't mock me.
I don't need to mock you. Everyone in the village already mocks you, thinks you are odd. I heard the baker just the other day say how you could be a much better husband if only you got a real job. And I agree.
I suppose she's right. Maybe I could be a fisherman. No. A farmer. No, that doesn't seem right either.
Is this the home of a village painter?
I am a painter, yes, but there is another painter in the village. My name is Ostel. Who are you?
Never you mind about that. I have a job for you, Osel. A commission, as you art folk call it. Though I don't have long, so listen carefully. I would like a painting, a great masterpiece of what you love most in the world. In return, I will grant you one wish.
A wish.
Aye, that's what I said. Anything you want in the world. Money, wisdom, power.
I'd like to have a child. My wife could never bear a child of her own. I'd like her to be happy and to have a family that love each other.
Then it is done. Our deal is struck. You have 3 moons. I'll be in the lighthouse you need me. Remember, it must be what you love most in the world in return for a wish. But remember too, if the painting isn't honest, no wish. You understand?
Yes, but
Oscar was delighted. He and his wife Marion had wanted to have a child for such a long time. He had always seen other families with children in the village and wanted to be part of a loving family like that himself. He was a little bit concerned, though, because Marion had just told him to stop painting, and here he was, a new commission that he couldn't turn down. The very next day, over breakfast, he told Marion all that had happened, and much to his surprise, she was delighted. She even asked if she could do anything to help. Oscar was very puzzled at her sudden change of heart, but he assumed it was her excitement at becoming a mother at last. To help him get going on the painting, he asked if she could collect some supplies from Rosen's art shop in the village. Straight after breakfast, Marion left for the village to place the order and, more importantly, to gossip with her friends about her husband's exciting commission.
Excuse me, I have a very important order to place.
Yes, miss. How may I be of assistance?
Aren't you too young to be running a shop? Where's your mother?
She's just upstairs, miss. Should you like me to fetch?
No, never mind. You'll do just fine. I have a very busy life, you see. All these social calls to attend. Well, I haven't got all day, boy.
When you're ready, miss. I am ready to write down your order.
My husband uses acrylic paint, called gold, silver, of course, a canvas and some brushes. Oh, and to make sure it's good quality paint, not the awful stuff used for the seascapes.
Do you mean he isn't painting the sea anymore?
Not anymore. He has received a commission to paint what he loves most in the world, which of course will be me. It's been a while since I've seen you, Rosen. I must say, you look just as ghostly as usual.
Well, Marin, as always, you look ravishing.
Yes, I should think so. I look after myself, unlike some people. See that you fulfill my order as soon as possible. It simply must take priority.
I don't think I like that lady very much.
Some people prize outward beauty more than kindness, Henry, but we must not dislike them for it. Only strive within ourselves never to be like them. Now, let's see about that order.
Marion remained cheerful all that day and the next and the next. She was so excited to be in a painting and was already dreaming about showing it off to everyone in the village. A few days later, it was sunny. Marion had arranged to meet her friends in the main square of the village. So she set off after breakfast and walked purposefully into the village. She couldn't wait to tell them all about Ostel's painting and she was sure they couldn't wait to hear the details. As she walked, Marion imagined how the painting would come together. She had no doubt in her mind that she would be her husband's sitter, and a wonderful sitter at that. She imagined herself lounging on a large armchair, watching her beauty being immortalized in paint. There was a spring in her step as she reached through the village square. She was looking forward to boasting about this new good use of her husband's talent, and she eagerly anticipated hearing her friend's supportive words.
Oh, darlings, I simply can't wait. There I was, gone by my morning, when Oslo tells me to sit down to discuss something. Well, you can imagine I had no idea what it could have been about. But wonderful as I am, I sat and listened. Who could have imagined that finally he would decide to paint me instead of those silly seascapes? I'm clearly more beautiful, am I not?
Why, yes. Yes, of course.
Beauty comes from within, I think.
Well, you would say that.
Now, Marion, no need to be unkind. You're as beautiful as the day I met you, my love, and even more beautiful for having brought our little Luena into the world.
Oh, save all the romantic nonsense. We must discuss what I'm going to wear for the painting. I was thinking something velvet for this time of the year. Then again, all the ladies in London are wearing the finest silks now. It is the fashion, you know, and
Look, Mum, we caught a crab.
Yeah, we found it in the rock pool. Isn't it beautiful?
Hello, darling. Hello, Henry. It is beautiful indeed.
I assure you all that is not what beauty looks like. I am what beauty looks like.
But look how it sparkles in the sun. The colors seem to change. Blue, green, red.
Yes, Ma'am. Perhaps you ought to take a closer look.
Ah!
Children, now that wasn't very nice, was it?
Yes, what an unfortunate fate for that poor old crab.
It seemed the whole village laughed once Marin had gone, and the friends felt like a cloud had lifted, even though the day was already sunny. Meanwhile, Oslo was trudging into town. Despite the nice weather, he was not very cheerful. He was still wondering how best to fulfill his commission. Surely painting a picture of his wife Mary would be enough for the magical woman who had commissioned the painting. Surely that would give him his wish, his family, his child. But something didn't seem quite right, somehow. Eventually he reached the village and crossed the square to Rosen's art shop.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rosen. I didn't mean to startle you.
Don't worry about it, Ostel. Besides, you didn't have come all this way. I will send Henry down with the supplies to your little cottage. He loves to deliver, especially to your home.
Well, I suppose I also wanted to see you. You're the only other painter in the village, and I have a new commission that I don't know quite how to approach.
Oh, yes. The whole village knows that you are going to paint your wife.
Well, yes, supposedly. Though I was never very good at portraits.
My husband used to paint the most beautiful portraits.
You still mourn him?
It has been many years now since he died, but I still wake up at night, walk across the bay, waiting for his boat to return. He never does, of course.
I'm so sorry, Rosen.
You mustn't be sorry. It wasn't your fault. Besides, I can't really afford any new dresses, not with the shop in this state.
Perhaps the shop has seen better days. But think about it. These paints, these pencils, this paper. They all have the potential to produce works of art. At your fingertips, you have the potential to make drawings that can make people smile, paintings that people want to hang on the wall or above the mantelpiece.
You are right, Austell, and the truth is that anyone can make art, any age or belief. All it takes is a little imagination.
Now that is true beauty. Giving selflessly, spending time making a work of art for someone that you love.
Well, then Marin is a very lucky woman.
Luana threw a crab at the painter's wife, and what happened?
Well, we were talking about love, and then I tripped on something.
Well, I am sure Luana's sorry for throwing a crab at your wife, Ostor.
Don't worry about it, Henry. Just make sure you hurry with delivering that order. I must start painting tonight.
A month had passed since Ostal began the commission. He had initially thought he would paint the sea as his greatest love, and tried again and again to craft a perfect sea painting. Each day he would walk out into the bay, come rain or shine, painting the landscape that he had learned to love. But with each breaking wave, Ostal knew that the true love that was required of this artwork did not reside in the cool Cornwall waters, nor the rock pools that glistened beneath it, teeming with life. No, Oslo did not love the landscape the most, though he adored it. The trouble was that he did not know what he loved most in the world. Since he didn't have any bad ideas, he gave in to his wife, but asserted that she was the only object of true beauty in the world.
Marin, please. All I ask is that you sit still for an hour or so.
An hour? I cannot just sit around for you to marvel at me. I have to share my beauty with the poor villagers we surround ourselves with, starved as they are of aesthetic sensibility.
I understand, of course, that it isn't easy being a sitter. But you must realize that I'm attempting to immortalize your beauty in paint so that everyone can see it for years to come.
Yes, as you should. But why does it take so long? My youth have left me entirely by the time you are finished.
It has been 10 minutes.
And that should concern me because?
Please, just be still. Great art takes time.
Yes, but you have to be a great artist to make great art. My neck hurts.
You don't even want this child, do you?
Also, where did that come from?
This is our chance, Marin. To have the family that we always wanted. If only I can paint this picture of the object I love most in the world.
Maybe having a family is your dream, not mine. Besides, the sea witch, whoever she is, how on earth will she be able to find us a child? And what does she want with the painting?
I don't know.
You don't know it because it's all fictional still. The truth is that you finally came to your senses and decided to to paint the most beautiful person in your life.
It's not about beauty, Marin. This is about love.
Well, how can you love me? I am absolutely gorgeous.
I cannot do this anymore. You're an awful sitter, and the truth is that you don't care at all about my dreams or how I feel. No, all you care about is your own reflection.
Well, still wait. I didn't know this painting meant so much to you.
It does.
Then you're even more ignorant than I thought. Putting your faith in magic before your own wife.
Ostor walked down to the shore, the inclement weather subduing his mood further. The howling wind made the canvas difficult to carry, a burden far greater than it would have been if the sun was shining and the day was clear. With the wind and the weather as they were, Ostor struggled. However, heavy the canvas felt though, his heart felt heavier, He felt it resting heavily in his chest as he dragged his feet down the path and toward the sea. His mouth felt sorry too, just like the bitterness left in his mouth by the cruel words and impatience of his wife. On and on he walked, sagging under the weight of his sadness and the heavy the canvas, until he reached the shore.
Oh, Marin, if only you understood what this means to me. Painting is not only my job, it is my reason for being. I wake up in the morning, trip upon rocky paths in the driving rain. Water from the raging sea spraying onto my face, and I walk it. I express myself. I understand the world through the brush. Each stroke, every mark is my view materialized. And you won't even look out the window at the landscape, let alone my depictions of it. I'm not going to paint you again for you to repay my time and efforts only with malice. I can't take you away. It is clear to me now that you're not the person I love most in the world. The question now, who is?
What have we here? A great many treasures are lost at sea, be they ships, telescopes, or canvases. But within each object there is held a history, a lived experience. I wonder, should that canvas be drawn into the great waves beyond the bay, who will find it? And will they view it as more or less beautiful as the colours run and the figures spoil, suspended by the bleak water that carried it so very far? Don't give up, Austell. You know who you need to paint, and now you only need the courage to realize it with each tentative brushstroke.
Austell walked home, tired and frustrated. It seemed clear to him that Merrin was not the thing he loved most in the world. If he still wanted to fulfill his commission and have his wish granted, he would have to look for a new inspiration. The thought of failing the commission made him feel sick. At long last, here was his chance to have everything he'd always wanted: a happy family, a child. But what should he paint? If not the sea, if not his wife, who or what did the painter love most in the world? He tossed and turned in his bed that night, unable to sleep, while as he worried and fretted about the painting. In the morning he woke up tired, but decided to go back to Rose's art shop to get a new canvas and maybe some inspiration.
Henry, any news of Rowena? I haven't seen you children together for days. Uh-oh, that doesn't sound promising.
We're not talking at the moment.
Is this about the crab prank?
I promise. It was Loana's idea. I was just so angry that Marin talked down to everyone. She made people upset with her words. But then we made her upset, and I think that makes us just as bad.
The very fact that you are considering how your actions affect other people makes you and Marin very different people.
Yes, but we still did something wrong, and we can't change it.
Exactly right, Henry. You can't undo what you have done. It was a cruel trick, but Marin did a good job at protecting her beautiful face.
Yeah, otherwise we would all be in big trouble.
What has made you two so merry? Certainly can't be the weather. It's bucketing down out there.
Hello, Mr. Painter.
Good morning, Henry. Rosen.
Austell, what brings you here?
Well, I think it is fair to say that I have a severe case of artist block.
What's that?
It is what happens when an artist does not feel inspired. I'm a painter and I don't know what to paint.
You have some idea, surely. There must be something you love truly.
Have you tried standing on your head? I hear that helps change perspective.
You know, I haven't. Maybe I should just stop thinking about it for a while. Or the best ideas come when you least expect them.
And the worst ideas.
Henry is feeling guilty about scaring your wife with that crab.
Ah, yes. Marion did mention something about that. But I wouldn't worry about it too much, Henry. No one wouldn't hurt.
I suppose. What I really feel bad about is fighting with Rowena. It makes my tummy hurt.
You know what I do when I feel like that? I paint the sea. But you can paint anything, really. Rosen, do you have any paper to spare?
Of course.
Would you look at that? How convenient.
I know. Almost as though we are in an art shop or something.
Why don't you just draw how you feel?
What if it isn't any good?
Have faith, Henry. Let the process clear your mind.
That was when Ostal understood what he must do. Being with Henry, trying to show him how pain could help him understand what he was feeling, gave him the inspiration he needed. He rushed straight home to the studio, no longer fearing whether the painting would be good enough for the commission. He collected his colors and brushes and sat down in front of a new blank canvas. He paused briefly, wondering if this was truly the right thing to do. And then, just as he'd said to Henry, he decided to have faith and trust in his painting. He took a deep breath. Color, light, it was running through his mind now, a dynamic stream of brushstrokes and ideas dancing before his very eyes and moving his heart. The ideas flowed out of his head, down his arm, and onto the paper, and for the first time in weeks, Otto felt truly happy.
Jennifer, Elistrin, it is lovely of you both to join for tea. All Stars locked himself in a studio for days.
Leaving you alone? Well, that isn't very considerate.
Quite right.
This commission is very important to him, though. I think it's best you just leave him to do his work. That way, when it's finally complete, it will be a magnificent surprise.
Oh, yes. Don't look at the painting even once. Wait until it is finished and you'll see yourself embodied forever in paint, like a queen.
I have an even better idea. A grand unveiling. Everyone in the village will be invited to gaze upon my eternal beauty.
We can hold it in the village square. We'll invite everyone.
Yes, that sounds perfect. Oh, how exciting.
We will have to set things up properly on an easel with a special cloth to cover the painting.
Yes, everyone will be so amazed and inspired by my glory and my husband's love for me. After all, this is just proof that I am the thing he loves most in the world. I am so glad his silly painting hobby has finally been put to good use.
Mary, it's so lovely of you to support Oster like this and invite the village to see his work. Now everyone will recognize his true talent.
This isn't about him. This is about me, my moment. The villagers worship me.
Not everything's about you, Marin. Thank you for the tea.
Did you hear that? Not everything's about you, Marin.
Preposterous.
Poor Jennifer, always putting her kindness first. Exhausting. No, it's pathetic.
Yes, how boring.
She will come around eventually. Anyway, we have an unveiling party to plan.
And with that, Marin and Elistrin began to plan. First, they let everyone in the village know that soon the painting would be finished and that it would be a masterpiece. They made sure to choose a day that was likely to be sunny, to show off the painting in the best light possible. Then they gave out jobs to everyone they knew. Rosa made banners and Rowena and Henry drew leaflets to let everyone know that the unveiling would be happening. Rowena's mother, Jennifer, wasn't thrilled about the amount of attention Marin was getting for the painting. She'd much rather the day be about Ostel and his achievement in what was sure to be a spectacular painting. Even so, she had baked a cake for the occasion. As the days passed, the whole village murmured with excitement. At last, the big day arrived, and it was time to reveal Ostel's painting.
Slow down, Lowenna.
Come on, Slowpoke. Mum made a special chocolate cake.
It's not going anywhere.
Careful, children.
Yes, Mother.
Don't tell anyone. But I think they came more out with the cake than my painting. Probably a good thing. I'm nervous.
They'll never find the cake, at least not in that direction.
Well, at least then the attention would be diverted elsewhere.
What do you mean?
I am really rather nervous.
Well, I'm sure that everything will be just fine.
Nice to see you, Austell. I can't wait to see this painting. Merrin has told us all so much about it.
We're all here to celebrate and support you, Austell. At least most of us are.
It's not that I'm not grateful that Marion invited everyone. Truly, I am. Just
Welcome all to the grand unveiling of my husband's painting. The first of his works has been publicly exhibited here in our village square for all to see. Is everybody ready?
yes.
Then it's time. Austell, will you do the honors? What? No, that can't be right. That's a picture of Rosen from the art shop. How dare you? How dare you? That's not me. It's supposed to be me. My moment. How can you have stolen my moment?
Silence. You have no power here, Merrin. There is no place for hate where love shines so brightly.
What? I don't understand.
It's eternal beauty you desire, adoration for all time, is it not?
Yes, but
Then, with the magic imbued within this artifact of love, I grant you this wish.
What on earth just happened?
Merrin, where are you?
Look, the painting has changed.
That's not what I painted.
Is that Merrin in the painting now? Where did Rosen and Henry go?
I'm right here, but where is Marin?
The magic of love works in mysterious ways. Merrin's one love is herself, her beauty, her image. Now, she has always wished that beauty is immortal and will stare out of this painting forever. She has never truly loved Austell or anyone else. She's only cared about her image being adored, just as a painting would be.
You mean that's her? That she's stuck in the painting now? Merrin!
Yes, I do. She's gotten what she's desired. May you all have the same blessing in time.
I don't understand. My commission was to paint the thing I love most. I thought I'd done that. And let her return out of a family and a child I love. Now Marion has had her wish granted. I have neither child nor family. I wish I had never taken on this commission. You have ruined my life.
Your life does not end here, Austell. As I said, the magic of love works in mysterious ways. There is more in store for you yet.
I have no idea what that's supposed to mean, but I'm sorry for everything.
Austell, I know it's a shock, but please don't be sad. Merrin got all she wanted.
And you might not have the painting of the thing you love anymore, but the real thing is right here.
Austell, we'll be here for you, Henry and me, whenever you need us.
And that was the loss of the painter's wife, her fate sealed by the magic of the telescope. Its single wish cast. Within an hour, the painting had disappeared, taken by Gwen up to the lighthouse. when Marin and her beauty could look out over the bay forever. After the shock had worn off, Austell slowly realized that he could be happy in his new life. There was no longer anyone telling him not to paint, or that his paintings weren't good enough, or that he was wasting his time on painting the sea. He began to give painting lessons at Rosen's art shop. They became more and more popular, and to Rosen's delight, the art shop began to flourish once again.
Wow, Henry, that looks amazing. I don't know if I'll ever be that good.
It's all about practice, Lowenna.
Yeah, all you need to do is try over and over. Each time you get better.
That is absolutely right. Much like any skill.
Beautiful, isn't it?
The seascape?
Yes, of course. But also this harmony, this peace. I'm so happy, so content. I found the family that I've always longed for.
Perhaps Merin wasn't the only one who had a wish granted with that painting.
I suppose not. After all, without that, I would never have found you. And you, Henry, you feel like a son to me.
Grandma!
Gwenna, how lovely it is to see you. What brings you here?
Just keeping up my end of the deal, Rosen. Marin looks stunning as always on my mantelpiece.
Well, I assure you, I have no complaint. Seems to me I found all the riches of the world in this very room.
My beautiful family, love knows no bounds with you all by my side.